Hey, now it's Mike Papantonio, Ring of Fire radio host and America's Lawyer. Mike, good to have you with us tonight. It seems that there, and I'm going to judge here, okay? This is my opinion, that this guy's got crafted answers to match the law so he could escape justice. I mean, the fact is, there was a struggle at the car, the kid left the car, and then the officer pursued him, which is a whole different phase of what transpired between both of them. Your thoughts on the law, what unfolded in the Missouri law that comes into play here, Mike?
Well, the big picture, Ed, to me, this is a media charm offensive. This is what's going on here. We've seen this Darren Wilson, well-rehearsed, highly produced PR media circus before. We've seen it with George Zimmerman, where the media, usually because of laziness or lack of common sense and insight, allows the victim in a case to be dirtied up beyond recognition. So there's no way to talk about the law without understanding that this media circus is part of what's happening here. At the same time, the accused is allowed to morph into this brilliant made-for-TV folk hero. It's an easy formula for any well-lawyered up PR team like the one handling Darren Wilson to do that. By the time all the riot and gun smoke clears, knee-jerk conservative outlets are going to try this case a different way. Places like Fox News are going to make Darren Wilson into their latest hero figure like Joe the Plumber, or Ted Nugent, or Cliven Bundy, and George Zimmerman. He's going to be their freakish kind of everyman superstar. So as you talk about the law, you need to understand, Johnny Cochran used to be my law partner, Ed, and he understood that you win a lot of times in the media. The real conservative Fox News quality outlets in a couple of months are going to be throwing Wilson's name around for a Tea Party congressional seat, or at the very least a contender spot on Dancing with the Stars. That's how ridiculous this is going to get. And we see it happening right now. Within a month, Wilson's going to be this addictive crack cocaine commodity, like for the Honey Boo Boo quality media crowd. That's where they want to go with this.
Mike, what about the law? What about the Missouri law? If the deceased left the car, if he's leaving the car after a confrontation, obviously the officer's life is no longer in danger. He could have taken different action. He could have stayed in the car. He could have called for backup. I mean, in a sense, if his life was in jeopardy, he thought that, why didn't the officer protect himself by just staying in the car, calling for backup? It's like there's two different chapters here. I don't see his life being in danger through the entire 90-second encounter. So how does the law apply and fix this guy's freedom?
Well, first of all, they're trying to mix this up to where one incident ties into the other. They're trying to make it where it's inseparable, an inseparable incident. If you really want to analyze you have to start analyzing what happened inside the car. The place to begin is understanding Wilson's narrative about what happened in that car. It's to remember, and this is very important, Ed, Wilson initially submitted a police report that provided almost zero substantive information because they had to set up for the very question that you're asking, and that is was it reasonable force? His lawyers advised him to do that so he could develop his story around whatever forensic evidence surfaced later. So,
and the question from the grand jury was, could Brown's fists count as weapons? And the prosecuting attorney said, well, that's what you folks have to go behind closed doors and talk about. I mean, it's very clear they were just leading them down a path of freedom, as I see it.
Well, look, it's a common practice when a cop kills a civilian. They need time to think about what they're going to say before they come up with a report for the very issues that you're raising here, Ed. In weeks that followed after this incident, Wilson, with the help of his lawyers, was able to construct his sketchy story about a black teenager slowly walking in the middle of the road immediately after stealing a handful of cigars. And they characterized this hulkish, apparently delusional, drug-crazed black Hulk after stealing those cigars. Now, think about the report, Ed. It says this. After stealing the report, he starts the cigars. The officer shows up in his uniform, in his patrol car, and this 18-year-old starts throwing F-bombs at the police officer immediately. Why is that there? Why was it put there? It was put there because you have to create this Lucifer-like demon reaching into the police cruiser with one hand, according to the report, handing cigars to his fiendish friend with the other hand, and begin bashing our overpowered 6'4", 230-pound hero on the edge of consciousness. So it's well choreographed.
Mike Papantonio, we got to run. I appreciate your time tonight, Mike.